Hello and welcome to our fourth year Law, Ethics, Computer and Society group assignment. Our chosen topic for this assignment is Apple. We will be discussing the good and bad points of Apple operating in Ireland, specifically their tax avoidance from the perspective of an Irish person. Firstly, let's have a look at Apple. Apple is an American multinational technology company headquartered and founded in Cupertino, California. It was founded by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak and Ronald Wayne on April 1st, 1976 to develop and sell personal computers. In August 2011, Tim Cook became the CEO of Apple during Steve Jobs' terminal illness that resulted in his death October of the same year. Their hardware products include the iPhone, the iPad, the MacBook, the iMac, the iPod and the Apple Watch. Apple have 481 retail stores in 18 countries and an online store available in 39 countries. In 2015, Apple became the first US corporation to be valued at over $750 billion. Apple has nearly $200 billion of cash equivalents, of which 90% is located outside the United States for tax purposes. Apple are operating two companies in Ireland, both in Cork. These are Apple Computers Limited and Apple Distribution International. The main plant, a 5,000-person facility that builds iMacs, is the only Apple-owned manufacturing facility in the world. Now for the tax facts. Ireland have two rates for corporation tax, 12.5% for trading income and 25% for non-trading income. Apple, on the other hand, only pay 2% based on deals made with the Irish government in 1980, 1991 and 2007. Apple were able to push for this, telling Ireland that they are the most profitable company in the country and one of the biggest employers in Cork. Although figures aren't available to show the amount of tax Apple have paid in Ireland, but according to the European Antitrust Authority and Matt Larson of Bloomberg Intelligence, if Apple backpaid all their taxes in Ireland at the national corporation tax rate, the company would owe $8.02 billion in back taxes. So there are the facts and figures. Now we are going to look at this case from an Irish perspective, both positively and negatively.
The positive aspects of having a large corporation such as Apple in Ireland are as follows. Apple currently employs approximately 5,000 employees in Cork, and according to Tim Cook, an additional 1,000 jobs will be introduced following the expansion of their Cork facility. The Irish economy will benefit because of this due to each Apple employee paying regular contributions on their wages, such as PRSI, PAYE, USC and so on. These employees are also spending money in the economy for things such as rent, food, clothes and utilities, which further contributes to the growth of the economy. Apple have also announced their plans to build a large data centre in Athenry, County Galway. The construction of this data centre will be a further boost to the economy, as it will provide jobs for construction workers to build the centre, and permanent jobs will be made available once constructed. Following Apple's success in Ireland and the low corporation tax in Ireland, many other large multinational companies such as Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, PayPal and Airbnb have since set up their EU headquarters in Ireland, putting Ireland at the forefront of technology in Europe.
The negative aspect of Apple's tax avoidance is that Ireland is now perceived as a tax haven for the rest of Europe. Apple's tax is 10.5% less than normal business tax rates. With the recession starting in 2008 due to the collapse of the economy, this resulted in harsh austerity measures being introduced. The government introduced the universal social charge, water charges and the property tax. This meant the Irish people were being stretched even more in their weekly expenditure. Apple being taxed less than other corporations meant that the Irish people had to make up the shortcomings of the tax not being correctly collected from Apple. If Apple had been paying the correct rate of tax, this might have reduced the total bailout required and in turn possibly less extreme measures to reclaim more funds to get Ireland out of the recession. This also could have annoyed other small businesses who were struggling to keep their business open due to the recession. These businesses weren't getting any tax reduction from the government, and in turn some businesses had to close. According to CSO figures in June 2014, almost 15% of businesses went under during the recession. This seems like double standards. Could any tax reduction have been offered to those companies to save their business? Apple's tax avoidance could seem as a negative effect for Ireland and the Irish people, but it's fair to say the positives definitely outweigh the negatives.
There is one other major point to illustrate. Because Apple pays such a small rate of tax, they are motivated to channel more of their profits through Ireland. They achieve this through processes such as transfer pricing. This seems to suggest, as the Anti-Austerity Alliance People Before Profit side point out, that there is huge potential to increase the tax take by increasing the tax rate. This ignores the fact that if the rate increased by a meaningful amount, Apple would then be motivated to channel their profits elsewhere, thereby cancelling out the benefit of the increased rate. There is no way of accurately predicting the fallout from such a move.
Summing up, do the positives of Apple operating in Ireland outweigh the bad? In our opinion, we would have to say that even though Ireland has lost out on billions in tax from Apple, the benefit of having them operate here, even at a reduced tax rate, is more beneficial to Ireland due to Apple employs 5,000 employees in Cork alone, with a further 1,000 jobs coming. Upon completion of its new data centre in Athenry, there will be further jobs there. All employees pay PAYE, PRSI and USC. No longer are the people who are unemployed a burden upon the government, i.e. they are no longer claiming social welfare. Ireland is now viewed as a great place to break into Europe for large multinational companies. These companies pay tax in Ireland. If Apple was not here, it would be likely Ireland would not be viewed in the same light in the technology sector. And the knock-on effect is, with these companies being based here, more jobs are being created for the Irish economy.